This week on Close Talkers, we do a dramatic reading of Seinfeld, The Twin Towers, an original spec script by Billy Domino.
Do you want to talk about it before we start it?
No, why would we do that?
Okay.
I think we're going to have to explain ourselves after. Cold open, Interior Comedy Club, night.
You think they ever get backed up at the gates of heaven? Too many people die at once. It just overwhelms the system. It's got to be like the DMV on a Friday. Everyone take a number. You'll be judged in the order you slipped the surly bonds of earth. God's angry at St. Peter. What's going on? Keep the line moving. I've got 3 angels on vacation. What do you want? All these poor souls just standing around reading old magazines. This is taking an eternity. I could have been in hell by now.
Interior, Yankees conference room, day. George and other employees stand among NYPD and FDNY. Mr. Wilhelm stands before the room, next to a fire captain. A banner reads, "United we stand. Thank you, heroes." Who's going to be Mr. Wilhelm?
I'll be Wilhelm because you're George, right? We've all been shaken by the last Tuesday's horrific events. But through the darkness of September 11th, the light of our brave firefighters and police officers shines through.
George is in the crowd next to a large firefighter. He looks up at the man with a beaming smile.
These selfless men and women are heroes to us all.
George nods his head to the firefighter and pats him on the back. The firefighter is slightly uncomfortable.
And I could not be prouder to thank them on behalf of the entire Yankees family.
Applause from the audience. George grabs the firefighter's hands to shake it and goes in for a hug. It's too much.
Now please, help yourselves to coffee and pastries.
George gets in line for the spread behind a police officer and a firefighter with his arms in a sling. George, "Please, after you, sirs."
Police officer, thank you.
Literally, the least we could do. Unless you want us to do less, you truly wanted less, I'm sure we could find a way. The firefighter and officer nod. What is this guy? So, an interesting week.
These have been the worst 4 days of my life.
Horrible, horrible. And yet, it must be just a little exciting.
Excuse me?
Well, men in your profession, you want to save lives, face danger head on. If ever there was a time.
Buddy, I watched the South Tower collapse on half my engine. You saying I wanted that to happen?
No, I'm just suggesting.
Suggesting what? Oh, I'm also a firefighter and a police officer. You've got a big mouth, you son of a bitch.
He swings at George with his good arm. George ducks, and the firefighter falls forward onto the table, collapsing it. He moans. The room is stunned.
George!
Interior, monks, day. Jerry and George in the booth. Each table has an American flag. Jerry's mouth is agape. George is almost in tears. What?
It must be exciting? Exciting? Hey, I'm sorry you watched thousands of people die, but boy, that must have got the old adrenaline pumping.
They don't know how good they have it. My whole life, I wanted to be a hero. Here it just falls into their laps, and they don't even appreciate it.
One of these days, I'm going to sell your brain to a medical school. They could discover 50 new complexes. Could be the key to all mental illness.
Elaine enters and sits next to George.
Hey, what's wrong with you? Everything. Geez, can you believe how quickly they got this place cleaned up? This entire block was covered in dust. I know, it's immaculate. It's like they made a blood sacrifice to Mr. Clean. Hey, by the way, I am so sorry about that guy you were seeing. Brian? Meh. Meh? What do you mean, meh? He was murdered by terrorists. I was gonna break up with him anyway. I thought you liked him. He was nice, but in conversations, he was just so animated. It was like I was dating a radio sound effects guy. Anyway, saved me an awkward dinner. Well, as long as it worked out for you.
Kramer enters and rushes to the table, sitting next to Jerry. You remember my crazy friend Mo Atta?
The guy you fish sit for when he goes to Florida? What about him?
Look at this. Kramer hands Elaine a newspaper. She reads.
The leader of the hijackers has been identified as Egyptian national Mohammed Atta. Get out.
Elaine shoves Kramer from across the table. You know, he was always talking about how evil America was. Eventually I told him, why don't you do something about it? I thought he'd write to his congressman.
Kramer, he just crashed a plane into the World Trade Center. He slit the pilot's throat with a box cutter.
Not a box cutter. My box cutter. He borrowed it last week.
Get out. You have to do something.
Oh, you better believe it. I'm getting that box cutter replaced.
Is this it? Is this how the world ends?
Jerry, this was a Matsuyama, the finest parcel opener produced in all of Hokkaido Prefecture. Triple reinforced grip. When you're slicing with that baby, oh mama, you feel like a grocery store clerk on Christmas morning. Kramer rises from the booth. We may have lost our neighbors, but the bleeding stops here. Kramer raises his hand and salutes. He exits as the waitress drops off Jerry and George's plates. Elaine's cell rings. She answers.
Hold on, aside. Cell phone.
That's what I was about.
Hello, this is she. What? When? Yes, I'll be right there. Brian's alive. They pulled him from the rubble. He's in the hospital. Oh my God.
So, you're back together. Elaine deflates.
Get him a card in the gift shop. Glad you're alive. It's not you, it's me.
Elaine rises.
That's very clever. You should write for Hallmark. Nah, I like my job.
She exits. Jerry goes in for a bite of a sandwich, but stops. He notices something.
What is this?
What? Jerry dabs his finger on the bread and examines it.
I think it's dust.
Dust?
Like dust.
Eat around it.
I can't eat around this. This could have been a person. Hey, Larry, could I get another sandwich?
Larry, the manager, comes over. What's the matter?
This one has a little dust on it.
Dust? 3,000 people are dead, you know.
I know.
This whole city has dust on it. Our hearts are covered in dust. You're going to eat that sandwich, or you're not eating at all. Larry goes to the counter and points out Jerry to the waitresses. He doesn't get anything until he eats that sandwich. Thinks he's too good for dust. That dust is America.
Come on, let's go.
What about my lunch?
I'll buy you another one.
They get up and walk towards the register. Oh boy, can't enjoy a pastry, can't enjoy a sandwich. Those terrorists really did it! George accidentally bumps into a passing woman. He grabs her shoulders to keep her from following.
That touch. I know it.
She caresses George's face. He and Jerry are confused.
My God. You're the man who saved me from the World Trade Center.
George considers the opportunity. He turns to Jerry for an opinion, who shakes his head. Are you out of your mind? Yes, I am. The woman embraces George. Interior, hospital room, day. Elaine sits at Brian's bedside as he recounts his tale. Well, I was sitting in my computer typing away. Elaine nods as he mimes typing and makes keystroke sounds. When I heard this whirring sound, Elaine tries to hide her annoyance, Brian, and then boom, whoosh, fwa! Fwa! Interior, high school gymnasium, day. A banner reads, Terrorism Victims Claims Administration. Volunteer passes out coffee down the line. Kramer takes a cup, winking. He turns to a sad man behind him. The mood is dead in here. What are you here for?
Tower 7 fell on my dog.
Kramer's taken aback and gives the man a pat on the shoulder. The administrator calls from the table in front.
Next.
Yeah, I'd like to make a claim of property loss.
Estimated value.
20?
20,000, okay.
No, $20.
Excuse me?
Mohammed Atta borrowed my box cutter. I want a replacement.
Mohammed Atta borrowed your box cutter? You realize we're all here because of your damn box cutter? We ain't giving out box cutters. You don't go to the burn unit to bum a cigarette.
Hey, how about a little compassion?
This guy gave Mohammed Atta his box cutter.
Boos from the room. Shouts of traitor and terrorist. I'm a victim here.
You'd better get your box cutting behind out of here before I cut it myself.
This isn't over. Oh no. The crowd throws paper and coffee at Kramer as he exits. Interior, support group meeting room, day. George sits among a dozen survivors.
Male survivor. We thought you must have died in the collapse. How did you get out?
Well, you see, as the ground gave way beneath me, I jumped at a moment just such that I fell. I floated between the floors, ultimately landing softly atop the rubble. I would have said goodbye, but by then I was quite tired.
Carrying 12 people down 80 flights of stairs, we couldn't even make out your face through all the smoke. I can still hear you coughing and sneezing.
Yes, the coughing, the sneezing, the wheezing.
A brave cough, and a very distinctive sneeze. The sneeze stood out to me as well. Yeah, sneeze, yes.
Agreement from the room. Yes, the sneeze.
It was the sneeze of a hero.
Well, yes.
To George Costanza.
Interior, Jerry's sob, night. Jerry in the driver's seat next to Becca, his date.
I had a great time tonight. It's so nice to forget about this tragedy for a few hours. You like my Becca voice?
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, I'm Jerry too? Crap, no, you have to be Becca.
I had a great time tonight. It's so nice to forget about this tragedy for a few hours.
You've been volunteering at Ground Zero all week. Even the search dogs deserve a night out. Send them to Le Cirque. I'll pay.
You're really sweet. See you soon?
Definitely.
Both smile and lean in for a kiss until Jerry freezes. From Jerry's point of view, we see a speck of dust in Becca's teeth. Becca opens her eyes, confused as Jerry recoils. What? Unsure, Jared awkwardly motions to his teeth. Interior, Jerry's apartment, day. Jerry and Elaine.
You wouldn't kiss her because of dust? It was all I could see. It was coming at me like a 747. She said she couldn't date someone so petty. What am I supposed to do? The entire city is filthy now. This is New York you're talking about. This dust isn't like other dust. This is different dust. There's no different dust. Of course there's different dust. This isn't subway dust or under the bed dust. Not even creepy haunted house dust. What's the difference? It's different!
Elaine runs her finger across the table and blows the residue at Jerry. He flinches and pulls his collar up as a shield. George enters wearing a flashy new blazer.
But then why should I fear dust when the real monster stands before us? Where'd that come from?
You like it? My survivors bought it for me. Apparently I tore mine off and used it as a tourniquet on one of their legs. Debbie. No, maybe it was Jan.
So strange that you'd forget. Any luck? Oh, sorry.
Kramer enters.
Any luck?
Nada. They kick me to the curb like an orphan begging for soup. See, this is how it starts, Jerry. An attack or two, sure, but the terrorists, they made the country tear itself apart from the inside. Newman spots Kramer from the hall and enters with a full postal sack.
Did you get it?
They're stonewalling me.
But I've got a fresh haul ready to go. Hello, Jerry. Hello, Newman. What's all this? Castaways from the island of misfit postage. You're opening people's mail? A postal officer would never dream of it. We uphold a sacred vow to deliver all parcels to their destination, or, barring that, return them dutifully to their origin. But, should the address be illegible, and no return sender made known, well... You ever get anything good?
Oh yeah. Last Easter we found an envelope with 650 loose jelly beans. That'll keep the mojo flowing.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Open one.
Kramer attempts to open a box with his hands. He fights the tape to no avail, his body twisting until he falls backwards to the floor. He rises and slams the package on the table. This is outrageous.
Just use a key.
What? Are we barbarians? This box just doesn't open until I have justice. What are you going to do? Interior, Jackie Child's office, day. Jackie on the phone.
A box cutter for cutting boxes?
Interior, phone booth. Kramer in the booth. Kramer. And they refuse to give me a new one.
Why can't you buy another box cutter? I can see 3 stores from my window that sell box cutters. Pharmacy, bodega, Home Depot.
It's the principle of the matter. A likely widow bangs on the glass and holds up a picture of a banker.
Please, please, have you seen my husband?
Yeah, no English.
What's that commotion? Where are you?
A phone booth in Tribeca.
A phone booth? Whose phone booth? Why are you calling me from a phone booth?
In case my home wire's tapped. I don't know how far up this goes.
You'd better believe I don't need that kind of trouble, Kramer. It could be detrimental, pernicious, injurious.
Come on, Jackie, I need you.
You're on your own on this one, Kramer. You call me again, you're getting slapped with a restraining order. God bless America.
Jackie hangs up and turns to his clients in his office.
My apologies, gentlemen. Now, you say you carried out certain services for the United States government?
The 2 Saudi sheiks sitting across from Jackie nod. Montage. Various. Alan Jackson's Where Were You plays. Interior Support Group Meeting Room. Day. George comforts and hugs tearful survivors. Interior Support Group Meeting Room. Later. Survivors part to allow George first pick of coffee and pastries. Interior Support Group Meeting Room. Later. George is draped with a sash reading New York City's Greatest Hero. Exterior Sidewalk. Day. Passerbys applaud George as he walks down the street, still wearing the sash. Interior Video Store. Day. The clerk offers George a complimentary tub of popcorn and, from under their counter, a XXX rated video. Interior Bakery. Day. The baker refuses payment from George for a box of pastries. Exterior Firehouse. Day. Firefighter in a sling from Yankee Stadium washes his truck as George walks by. George smiles and tips his coffee and pastry in acknowledgement as the firefighter looks bemused. Exterior Staten Island. Ferry. Twilight. George looks up in awe from the deck as the ferry passes the Statue of Liberty. Upon finishing his pastry, he wipes his mouth with the sash. Interior Hospital Room. Day. Elaine again at Brian's bedside, slouched in her chair. They had me in surgery last night to put steel rods in my legs. I woke up in the middle of it.
Oh my God.
I couldn't feel anything, but I heard everything.
Oh my God.
There must have been a drill.
Look, Brian, I'm overjoyed that you survived this horrific event.
Me too.
But I've been thinking.
Hold on, I want to see this. Brian turns up the TV. TV report. Exterior, Ground Zero. A reporter interviews George's survivors.
We were trapped behind the flames, praying for a quick death.
Intercut, hospital room, and TV. Hey, those are my coworkers.
We're alive only because of Mr. Costanza.
She thrusts George before the camera.
George, these people have called you the bravest New Yorker to ever live.
Well, that's not for me to decide. Interior, hospital room. Wait a minute. That must be the man who saved me. Exterior, Ground Zero. As the report wraps up, a beautiful woman, Rachel, walks over. She holds a single rose.
What you did was extraordinary.
Please, I really didn't do anything.
My husband died in the attacks.
Handing the rose to George.
I'm Rachel.
Interior, George's bedroom, night. George and Rachel kiss passionately in bed. She breaks.
I'm sorry, I just can't stop thinking about what it must have been like inside the towers. Smoke, the flames, I can't imagine.
Neither can I.
But you were there.
Which is why I can't imagine. I can only know.
I never thought I'd be with someone so soon. I wonder if this is what Richard would want.
You can never know for sure, but I do know he'd want you to be very happy.
You're a good man, George Costanza.
They kiss passionately.
This is only Act 1? Oh, God.
We're like 2/3 done, though. Interior, Jerry's apartment. George beams from ear to ear across the kitchen island as Jerry looks at him slack-jawed.
Come here.
George leans in. Jerry runs his hand over George's head and looks closely. What?
There's gotta be a hole or a flap where your soul escaped. If we find it, we can seal it while there's still something left.
I'm making people happy.
She's a widow. We're probably breathing in her husband right now.
Elaine enters. Hey, hey!
Hi!
Elaine swings her purse and knocks George in the head. He falls back to the couch. What the hell?
You stupid, sniveling little hero. You're the one who saved Brian's life.
What are you talking about? I didn't do anything.
But the saint of a man you're pretending to be did. Brian told me the whole story. You were crawling on your hands and knees, dragging him through flames when the building began to shake. You both knew this was it. Brian was terrified, but you comforted him like a jackass. You told him he was going to make it, and that he had to promise to live every day to the fullest, without an ounce of fear or regret. He told me this while lying in a hospital bed, IVs in his arms and steel in his legs. He was crying. I was crying. The entire United States of America is crying. And when a man who, by the grace of God, survived the deadliest terror attack in our nation's history proposes to you using his hospital wristband as an engagement ring, you don't say no. You can't say no because you are not a monster.
Interior, hardware store, day. Kramer peruses a shelf until he comes across a box cutter. He examines it and pumps his fist in silent defeat. Hey, they got me, he approaches the friendly cashier.
Box cutter, huh?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't believe what happened to my last one.
Go ahead, try me.
Kramer nods. He'll give it a go. Exterior, hardware store. Kramer's tossed to the curb, falling into a pile of trash.
Burn in hell, you son of a bitch.
United we stand! Interior, dry cleaners, day. Jerry hands all of his clothes to the attendant. All of them?
All of them. What's your deepest clean?
Deep clean.
Anything deeper than that?
They are ways, but be warned, your clothes will pay a terrible price.
Let's go with that.
A group of dust-covered first responders walks in. How are you, gentlemen? Please, right to the front.
What's going on?
Free cleaning for all first responders, the least we could do. Men drop loads of dusty clothes right on top of Jerry's pile, take off their dusty jackets, bumping into Jerry as they do. Jerry panics and backs out of the door. Hey, your ticket!
Keep 'em!
Interior, Steinbrenner's office, day. George enters, Steinbrenner at his desk.
You have to be both.
You wanted to see me, sir? Yes, George. Come in. Have to tell you, George, I'm furious. You lied to us. No, sir. Damn it, George, that's another lie. Here you are, pretending to be one thing when you're not at all. You should be ashamed. You're right, George in tears. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry's not going to cut it, George. Not when you're a hero. Huh? I heard what you did to the World Trade Center. This whole time we thought you were some sort of lowlife, sniveling rat person. The kind who cut another man's foot off to find a penny inside. But look at you, George. Well, you know, I always knew you had a big heart. Not too big, mind you, reasonably big. You don't want a heart too large. That's why they had to cut down a strawberry. Cocaine makes the chest swell. Like my face this time, I went to Red Lobster. I'm not allergic to shellfish. A bee stung me in the restroom. That's why we have so much good pest control in the stadium. No bugs in the bathroom, George. Hey, that would be a good nickname for me. No bugs in the bathroom, George. We should sell t-shirts made. People love t-shirts, you know? I'm not sure why they do those t-shirt giveaways. We're losing so much money. We gotta reverse it. Pay for your own t-shirt day. Interior, Monk's Day. Interior, Monk's Day. Jerry wears a hoodie, aviators, surgeon's mask, and leather gloves. Elaine watches as he adds cream to his coffee.
Do you miss it?
Jerry pulls down his mask.
Miss what? Peeing in jars on the top floor of your casino?
George enters and sits next to Elaine. You are not gonna believe this. Hi. Elaine recoils at George's touch. George examines Jerry. What's his deal?
Who? O.J. Kaczynski? Dust?
Sure. Anyway, Steinbrenner calls me into his office and he tells me how proud the Yankees are of me. He and Giuliani are planning this banquet tomorrow night to honor the heroes. He wants me at the head table.
No, George, no! This has gone too far. I'm putting an end to this. All right, I'm in.
You are?
I have to call off a fake engagement because of you. I'm at least meeting the mayor.
She's in! Bring Brad along too. He's had a rough week.
Brian.
Whatever. Kramer enters with a bullhorn strapped over his shoulder, followed by Cooks, Marge, Benny, and Arthur. They hold signs. Kramer into bullhorn. There they are. Hey, Jerry.
Turn that thing off.
Take a look. I'm not the only one who had my compensation claim denied. We're taken to the system. Who's with us?
Kramer, this is insane.
Jerry, the real victims are being forgotten. Marge here hasn't been able to concentrate on her scrapbooking with all the sirens. And because of the nonstop news coverage, Benny is missing his game shows.
If I can't watch Password, I'll die. What's he demanding?
A full investigation to prove that the government agents planned the attack. Ta-ta-ta. We're not in total agreement on that one. But that doesn't mean we won't fight for what's right. What do we want?
Justice!
In what form do we want it?
Government checks!
As they exit, Kramer aims the bullhorn right at the cashier. What do we want? Cashier recoils. Sorry. I gotta find my tux. Where are my parents gonna say? Interior, the Costanza's living room. Night. George stands before Frank and Estelle.
Mayor Giuliani?
Can you believe it? Frank grabs papers from an end table drawer. Show me my parking tickets. Could this be our one chance to have them vacated?
What were you doing in the World Trade Center?
Getting lunch. It doesn't matter. Our son's a hero. George, tomorrow night, I want you to wear my helmet from Korea. Frank hands the helmet to George, who examines it. Is that blood? From a lieutenant I accused of cheating in a poker game. It was mistaken.
This is all very strange.
You're worse than the terrorists.
Why was he getting lunch in the financial district at 8 o'clock in the morning?
You can eat lunch when you want to in America. That's what makes this country great.
No one eats lunch that early. You're insane.
I'm a patriot. Interior, spa, day. A frazzled Jerry wearing a white robe follows a masseuse. You seem a little high-strung.
Just a little.
You're here for the detox treatment?
Oh yeah, full detox. If it's in me, I want it out of me.
You came to the right place. Let me show you some products we'll be using. Witch Hazel, grapefruit-infused sea salt, our specialty mud mask.
Mud mask?
We use all-natural local ingredients. This mud was collected from the shores of the Hudson River in Battery Park this morning. Let me just get my incense. I'll be right back.
Uh-huh.
As he exits through one door, Jerry races out another. Exterior, street, day. Jerry power walks down the street in nothing but his robe, bumping into people as he goes. He comes to a halt and gasps when he encounters a woman sweeping her stoop. He turns around to find construction workers shoveling gravel, dust billowing from the pile. He looks across the street to see the dry cleaning attendant outside his shop. The attendant waves cheerily to Jerry as first responders throw dusty coats into his open arms. Jerry screams. He searches for a solution. He's standing in front of the outdoor bistro. Jerry rips the red and white tablecloth from one of the tables and wraps it around his mouth and head for protection. The restaurateur comes out. What's going on? Terrorist! Jerry sprints away as people shout after him. Terrorist! Terrorist! Interior, banquet hall reception area, night. A banner reads, Honoring Our Heroes, formal attire. Jerry mills about. He's approached by Uncle Leo. Jerry! Hello!
Uncle Leo, what are you doing here?
Your cousin Jeffrey was a hero in Central Park. He attacked a halal vendor operating without a license. You should let him give a speech. Kramer enters. Hey?
Hey, shouldn't you be fighting the power?
That's on hold for now. Benny bought some old Wheel of Fortune tapes at Coney Island. And Arthur, well, 3 men in suits walked over, picked him up from the shoulders, and tossed him out the black van. We may not be seeing him for quite some time.
The struggle goes on.
Interior, main hall night. George glad hands with survivors and dignitaries.
Is it true you kicked through a concrete wall while your shoes were on fire?
If they say it is. Elaine wheels Brian up to their table. George joins. There he is! Brian! So great to meet you! We've already met. Sure, we'll talk later. George walks off. Brian turns to Elaine. Saved by your best friend so I could marry you. It has to be fate. Like God looking down on all of us. Heavenly revelation sound. Whoa!
Oh, it was definitely something.
Elaine takes a big sip of wine. Interior, hall. Corner, night. Kramer grabs hors d'oeuvres from the waiter's tray. As he tries to reach for a tray that is passing him by, another waiter bumps into him, knocking Kramer through the kitchen doors. Interior, kitchen. Kramer smacks up against the wall of the kitchen. He spots a chef using a sharp knife to fillet salmon. Kramer gets a twinkle in his eye. The chef notices Kramer. Howdy. Interior, main hall, night. A speaker stands at the lectern. While we mourn the loss of countless lives, we celebrate the very best in humanity that this event has brought to the forefront. Please welcome our first hero, George Costanza. Applause as George stands from the table. He kisses Rachel, walks to the lectern, and hugs the speaker. Kramer slides into George's seat at the table. He shows Jerry the knife. Looky what I found.
Where'd you get that?
One of the cooks. I told him I'd get George to autograph his apron. This ought to give the old Matsuyama a run for its dinero. George at the lectern. Thank you, thank you. I probably don't deserve to be standing here tonight. Kramer pulls a manila envelope from his jacket pocket. Kramer. I brought one of the Misfits along. How about a test drive?
Kramer, put it away.
I wonder what's in the mail today. Kramer slices the top of the envelope. A burst of white powder covers his face. He coughs. Jerry is also engulfed.
What is it? Get it away!
Jerry leaps from the table. George. But if you say I'm a hero, well... Jerry blindly stumbles onto the stage, brushing himself.
Get it off! Get it off!
Jerry bumps into George, getting dust in his face. George snivels and lets out a giant sneeze. At the survivor's table, all eyes go wide. Some drop forks. Female survivor.
That's not the sneeze of the man that saved us!
George Costanza
is an imposter!
Survivors storm the stage, coming after the dusty George. No, no! Brian looks on, shocked. Elaine takes another big sip of wine and removes her ring, placing it in front of Brian.
So, maybe it wasn't exactly fate.
Fade out.
Well, that happened.
So this was a spec script that came out in 2016 about what would happen to the gang if they had an episode for 9/11.
Do you think 2025 or 2016 is enough time to write and enjoy something like this? Knowing that it's not going to be made, it came out way after Seinfeld was over. Are we allowed? Are we going to be okay? Can we do this? It is, by the way, the date is September 12th when we're recording
Nothing
this.
bad happened on September 12th.
Well, this is why we wanted to do this now, because
The rest of the podcast could be canceled?
yeah, it's
We're
only
almost done now?
three more episodes. No, but you found this spec script, and we've kind of been hanging on to it.
I remember hearing about the spec script before we started the podcast, and I think I might have, I don't think I read the entire thing.
I have to say, I'm not pleased with how it ended.
They forgot to write, I mean, very season 9, they forgot to write an ending.
A little bit.
The writer, what was his name?
Billy Domino?
Billy Domino forgot that George had left the Yankees.
True. I'm trying to put my thoughts into order about this. First of all, this featured far too many people.
There's a lot of guest stars.
A lot of guest stars, a lot of extras, but also just Wilhelm, Jackie Child, Frank's parents, Newman.
I mean, if you're just writing and you're like, oh, I want to have all of my favorites, I can kind of see why you would do that. You don't have to actually get these people there. Were any of the people that played these actors dead by that time?
Oh.
No, I guess Estelle Harris and Jerry Stiller were still alive, and they would have been the oldest.
Yeah. So you're saying it would have been possible to bring everyone together to film this for old time's sake?
Why not?
I mean, you wrote a spec script.
For action.
What's the process like? Do you have, your storyboarded ideas for every character? Do you have the ending in mind? Because this person didn't.
I think we were 15-year-olds and we didn't really know what we were doing. I think we kind of knew what we wanted. Like we like, wrote the outline of like, okay, what is going to happen here?
Mm-hmm.
And then like filled in details, and I think it was more about like learning the format of writing a script was like the point of the exercise. But we like wrote our like main plot points for like what we wanted to happen and then how to get there. I'm sure you've seen the like, who are the guys that wrote South Park? Matt Parker and Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah, the second
one. Giving the writing tip that you should always have, like, between your plot points, you should have like therefores or like which leads to instead of and thens. And so it's like, if your first plot point is just and then this happens and then this happens and then this happens, but instead it should be this happens, therefore this
consequences
happens, like the consequences.
Okay,
so like to think about that in your plot points.
Interesting.
So there's like reasons that things are happening and they like unfold to their natural occurrence.
So there's some merit to this in that people acted like themselves. George wanted, admiration and lied to get it. Jerry was persnickety about dust.
Yeah, I mean, I think these actors acted like they should. I don't know.
Elaine was nonchalant about a man and then put up with crap. I don't know. Elaine's was kind of shaky as usual. They never really write good Elaine stuff.
I mean, I don't really, and not being American, it's different. And I mean, I was, first year of university when 9/11 happened. I don't know if these things, immediately after a natural tragedy, would these things be happening? That's the only thing that I feel like kind of doesn't ring true. There would have been like more of a...
Like 4 days later?
Yeah.
They could have...
Like you were asking if it was too soon, like, to do this script. Shouldn't we be asking, is it too soon for them to like go on a date on the day, like 4 days from 9/11? How many days do you have to wait after a 9/11 before you can go out on a date?
Well, people, especially comedians on Saturday Night Live, have said like we weren't sure if we were ever going to laugh again. Like that's the how people felt at the time in New York and like all over. And I was thinking about this before we started recording because I knew we were going to do it, and I feel like the kind of people who hate New York because it's full of immigrants and gay people and liberals and people of color are the ones who are fervently obsessed with 9/11 and would be upset about this script. You know what I mean? Like would not be able to laugh.
Sure.
Ever. Which is ironic. I feel like people who live in New York and went through all this can, I don't know, maybe not, but can take a joke.
Probably. I mean, I don't really think there was anything really bad in here. Like the thing that is funny is that George, like, it's not they're saying like George, taking credit for
stolen valor
is a good thing. They're saying that's what makes him a despicable human.
Yes.
And the other characters are like in his face. It's not like they're blind to it. And so like, I feel like the spec script isn't hiding that fact.
I tried to look up Billy Domino. His Instagram handle on the first page of the script is Mom's First Soda in Public Schools, but it doesn't exist.
It no longer exists. Maybe we could email him. His email address might still be up. Anyways, thank you, Billy.
Thank you, listeners, for sticking with us through this bonus episode and not writing angry letters.
So, God bless America.
Bye.
Was the most offensive thing my sign-off? Believe it or not, this is our podcast. Please subscribe at the end. If you subscribed, we would be happy. Please subscribe to us. Believe it or not, it's our podcast.
Is that a Seinfeld reference?